Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Bearded Kin with me, Born Bearded Dave and Raised Bearded Ron. Aaron, how you doing tonight?
Good, good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a long week, but it's been a good week. We got a great guest on tonight. Looking forward to talking with him. You had today off, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. How was your work week this week?
It wasn't too bad. A little hot, like normal, but
Well, I had a
I got
couple of days
the nice
mid
cold
80s,
water
right?
and right.
All right. Some cold water, keep yourself hydrated.
hmm
Nice, nice. You've been Is there a particular you've been taking like a big water bottle or you've been taking a cup? What you've been taking with you
Yeah, I
to
have a 64-ounce Stanley jug that I take with me. Keeps the
nice.
water cold.
All right. And as it gets warmer, guys, it's not a bad idea, especially if you're working outside and in the elements. Make sure you have plenty of water with you. That dehydration, not just affects your beard, but it can affect you as well. All right, why don't we go ahead and start saying hi to everybody in the chat, and then we'll get our guest in. All right. First, and Kiki, appreciate you being here. Let's see.
Kiki, how's it going?
Chris, appreciate you, brother.
How's it going, Chris?
And this one's a new one. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. I think it's Jerome.
Jerome.
Jerome here.
Right.
Um, appreciate you being here. Hope everything is going well with you.
How's it going?
The one and only Miss Busy Bee Collective, Miss K. I appreciate you being here.
How's it going, Kay?
There's a sister-in-law in here. Hey, everyone, even Dave, since it's his birthday, being nice to you is my birthday gift to you. I appreciate that, Alicia.
Hey, babe.
Appreciate you being here. Hope everything is going well. Hope you're feeling better too. I've been hearing some reports that you're feeling a little better today, which is good. Jeff Harmon, appreciate you being here. Hope everything's going well.
Jeff, how's it going?
And another Jeff here, Viking Papa. Jeff, appreciate you being in, brother.
How's it going, Jeff?
And then we got Romy. Romy, appreciate you being here. Happy birthday, Dave. Or I said it thinking it was on Thursday. No, man, but I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And thank everybody in here who has sent the birthday wishes. It's very much appreciated. And thank you guys very much. You guys have made it special. So thank you. And we got another one there. And then we got this guy, that Beaker guy. Yeah, I think we've had him on before. He's all right.
Maybe a couple times.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. Baker, appreciate you being here. And as a reminder, guys, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. Really do appreciate it. I believe we already got Chris. Jables, appreciate you coming in. Hope everything is going well.
How's it going, Jables?
Bearded and blessed, appreciate you coming in. And Kenny, big shoe. Hey, everyone, long time no see. Appreciate
Kenny,
you being
how's it
here,
going?
brother. And from our guest here, what's up? It's an honor to be on the Bearded Kin. We appreciate you and can't wait to dig into the conversation. Bob and Terry, appreciate you guys being here. Hope everything is going well with you too.
How's it going, Bob and Terry?
Abe, appreciate you coming in. Hope everything is going well with you.
Abe, how's it going?
South Beard, Texas. Sam, I believe it is. Appreciate you being here.
How's it going?
Yeah, I believe it's Sam. If I got it wrong, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it's Sam. Still getting used to people's names when they start coming in. But appreciate you, man. Chris, thank you so much. Let's see, Romy. Hope you're enjoying your birthday, Dave. You don't look over 40. Well, you know what? I will take that, And I appreciate it. I definitely feel over 40, but that's all right. But I don't feel 50. So take that for what it's worth. See, we miss you, Darren Terra's live. The music. This isn't the same without summoning the ritual potential, right? Yeah. For Romy. What's up, Dave? Aaron, Ray Smokey, appreciate you coming in.
How's it going, Ray?
Let's see. I think we just about got everybody in here. All right. Excuse me. Milan, appreciate you coming in.
How's it going?
Well. We got Jeff Harmon. Appreciate you coming in. Santa Tom. Good evening, gentlemen. Happy birthday, Dave. Santa Tom, appreciate you coming in and thank you so much. I was able to catch a bit of his live this morning, which was awesome. Dave, just be happy we didn't get you a Depends cake. Right. We did that to Cowboy Up. Or, well, you guys did that to Cowboy Up. Good new more rain. Let's see.
Here we go. I think we missed this one.
Mike, appreciate you being here.
How's it going, Mike?
All right. Well, you know what? All right, guys. So you guys know this guy. You guys have seen him on The Beard of Respect. You guys have seen him on Coffee with Brewer. I'm still trying to talk him into doing latte art lessons, but we will see how that goes. Maybe you guys can help us convince him, and that's awesome. So let's go ahead and bring in our guest, Mike Brewer. Mike, how you doing today?
Doing great.
And
thanks for
thank you so much for the 5 memberships. Yeah, you guys got that. Make sure to say a thank you out to Mike. Let's see. Yeah. So how's everything been going with you, Mike?
Going well. I'm finally home in Wyoming for the past couple of weeks now, which has been great. Definitely missed home. But I was glad to be able to spend time with my mom for a couple months to help her heal up. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And she's doing well?
Yeah, she's doing great.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Glad to hear that.
Yep.
And we got True North Beer Co. Chris, appreciate you coming in. Hope everything is going well with you. Brewer, you legend. You kind of are, man. You're, I've said it before. I said it again. You're one of those guys that we met just instantly. Just felt like we were meeting up with somebody that we haven't talked to in a while.
Right.
Right. You just have that personality that just kind of, gravitates people towards you, and I think that works very well for your. I can kind of see why you're in the profession that you're in as well. Wouldn't mind getting into that a little bit tonight if you're okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's see. What's the reason for the hair tie on the ending of the beard? I see Dan C do it also. I believe Dan C's doing the knot. That just kind of keeps everything bunched together, kind of keeps it out of the way, especially in the evening, kind of keeps it out of your armpits, things like that. And it's kind of a style too. Looks good. So
yeah, I do for style, and plus it's very windy in Wyoming, so it kind of helps keep it out of my face.
yeah, we kind of wound up doing that the last couple of days over in Morro Bay when the wind would pick up, just kind of tied it up a little bit. So definitely helps.
I haven't had that problem yet.
No, you'll get there.
No, at night I tie it in a knot so that I don't roll over onto it and poles and everything like that. But yeah.
Brooklyn Jess, appreciate you coming in. And then we got this guy here, Pud. What's going on, y'all? A bunch of good dudes on the screen. Appreciate you, Pud.
What's up, Pud?
Thanks, Pud.
I think I'm gonna have to work on getting this guy on at some point too. He's got a lot of information out there, especially for those guys that got those long curly locks, and even some of the ladies probably get something out of that too.
I know Matthew would appreciate any input he has.
Right,
Look at that.
right, and that, man, guys, when Kay came out with that cup, I was ecstatic for that one. That one was very exciting. Um, Even the set, she has that one and the one with the thistle. I'm not sure if she still has those available right now. The new K cups look phenomenal.
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and put that link into the description as well. This is the American Heritage that she had just recently released. Make sure to check those out when you guys get a chance. She kind of outdid herself on these two. It's an amazing looking set. So, all right. All right, Mike. Well, we started getting into it on the 24-hour live stream where we started talking about what led you into your current profession, what your current profession is. Just kind of want to touch basis on that for some of the guys that might have missed that 24-hour live stream, because I know that's a long live stream.
Yeah.
But we asked before what kind of got you into the profession, and we would love to hear that story again for the ones that were not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going into college after high school, I was going to be a phys ed teacher. I was big in sports, but I kind of got really interested into psychology. So I became a psychology major the first time I went to college. And I was too young and not very responsible during that time. So I had to join the Army to get straight. So yeah, I did like 3 years of college and then dropped out and then joined the Army. I was a medic in the Army for 7 years. And being a medic, it's not only medical, but it's also mental health as well. It's the whole body. So working with units over the years in the Army, I still had that interest in psychology. Once I got out of the Army, I went to nursing school, became a registered nurse. I worked in pediatrics and ortho the first year, and then I went to the ER and also the psych unit and worked there for about 10 years prior to getting to my nurse practitioner in psychiatry. So, and I've been a psychiatric nurse practitioner for 10 years now. And my whole career has been medical and mental health. I've just always had that interest. The thing about psychiatry is it's always changing. There's new things coming out all the time, and it's very challenging. So that's what I love about it.
That's awesome. And yeah, I can kind of see how things would be changing throughout the years. New studies, new approaches, and things like that. And have you personally seen? Because I think it kind of goes without saying, over the last few years, I've definitely noticed a bit of a difference. But have you seen a difference in the way people accept men's mental health now versus even a few years ago?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's still a challenge. Don't get me wrong, but I do feel like it's going in the right direction, especially with the younger generations. It's more accepting. The challenge, of course, is the Gen Xers and boomers, that age group and millennials too. But because, we grew up not talking about it, of course. We've talked about that on here before. But I do see it changing. More and more men our age are coming to get help, which is awesome. And I like seeing younger people getting help. Getting help with mental health doesn't mean you have like a negative problem. It's an area that can help you reach your goals, is how I like to put it.
Right. I absolutely agree with that. And I'm glad to, over the last few years, have seen it feels more accepted even now than what it has been in the
Mhm.
past. And it's important. And that's one of the reasons why I asked you to be on for this month as well, is because I know how important it is to you, being that this is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I know it's important to you. And I respect what you do, and I respect you for your profession as well. Um, and if there's anything that you would like to suggest to anybody that is kind of on the fence about, seeking therapy or seeking help, we would definitely love to hear that as well.
Yeah. So, a lot of people have trouble finding that help around them in the area. And I feel like some of it has to do with like not knowing where to look.
Mhm.
Or in some cases, there is very limited resources. That is a big problem across America. But if you just want to start off, I mean, there's a lot of good organizations like the 988, number for
Right.
like a crisis. Um, you don't necessarily have to be suicidal to call that number. If
Right.
you do need help, you can call that number and they can give you resources. There's also the National Alliance on Mental Health, NAMI, NAMI. Just type in Google NAMI, and there's
Hmm.
lots of different resources there to know more about like what treatments are available. Um, it gives you more information about medications, more information about therapies that are available. Um, and your local hospital can give you resources too. They have a whole list of outpatient clinics available in your area that you can go to. And then of course there's all these great organizations. There's thousands of organizations online on Instagram alone, like Nerd HQ, which
Right.
is such a great organization. They're all over, you know.
Yeah, I feel blessed to have been introduced to them by Tyson, and there's so much more that we want to get involved with them. And actually, I'm really hoping to have a discussion with Eric here soon, to kind of go through a few things and a few ideas that we have. I know Tyson has something big planned with him, which is amazing. I hear that he's got something pretty big planned with you as well, but
Oh yeah.
not sure how much of that you're able to put through or talk about. But if you are, you'd like to talk about it, that'd be awesome too. Um, if not,
Well,
we
what
can go on
he
from
kind
there.
of mentioned it on the show,
Yeah,
and
right.
that's about as far as we've gotten. It's a long, goal, years
Right.
down the road kind of thing that we're working on. But yeah.
I think it's important, and it's if there's anything that we can do at all to help with that, don't hesitate to ask. We I don't know how many resources that we have, but if there's anything we could do to help promote or anything else, definitely let us know. Let's see. Miss K has a question here for you. Can you share your thoughts on different types of therapy besides talk therapy, if you have any?
Yeah, so the most popular therapies are CBT, so it's cognitive behavioral therapy, and there's several forms of CBT. So like for example, one is called CBTI, which is insomnia. Um, Basically it's retraining your behaviors to help improve sleep at night. Generally it's about 4 to 6 weeks, I think, for the therapy to go through that. Um, there are so many different great therapies. CBT is like the most popular. There's acceptance therapy. There's PTSD specific therapies, which are kind of my favorites. Like one of them is called written exposure therapy,
Uh-huh.
which is about 4 to 6 weeks. And it's like a weekly session where you really dig into that past trauma. Um, there's EMDR, which is kind of like um, eye movement responses to trauma. And then there's CPT, cognitive processing therapy for trauma. those are the top three for PTSD. There's addiction therapies. There's so many different therapies. There's hypnotherapy, you know, that
Right.
is practiced by psychologists. Some people are trained in hypnotherapy, and it really does work. Not to like make you do weird things, but to kind of help rewire the brain in sort of a way. The most important thing that I put out there is therapy is the first line treatment for mental health. It's not medications for
Right.
in most cases. Now, if you develop schizophrenia, you know, that's usually in the early 20s. For men, I think it's later 20s for women, or I might get those backwards, but that's like an organic brain chemistry problem that's going to need medication for management. You know, that
Right.
or bipolar disorder. But for anxiety, for PTSD, for depression, therapy is generally the first line treatment. And then sometimes beard care therapy. Yeah. I get some of that sometimes too.
Right. Right.
Right. No, believe it or not, some patients ask me about beard care. But yeah, like I was saying, therapy is the first line. Sometimes we use medications to kind of help with therapy, and then we use
Mhm.
medications if therapy is not enough. But when you're going out seeking for help, that's your best bet is to find a therapist, a counselor, a social worker, a psychologist. All of them they can provide therapies.
Right. And I think that's an important thing for people to realize too. Is I kind of wondered um, a while back if that is kind of set in the back of somebody's mind as to why they're not seeking therapy, is they're
Put 'em on
afraid
meds.
that they're going to be put on medications and
Right,
things like that. You know,
right. No one
um,
likes medications. No one.
right,
No one
right,
wants to take blood pressure medication, right? No one wants to
right,
take insulin all the time. Like, and I'm there, right? I'm right there with you, man. I don't I don't want to prescribe medications if I don't have to. I mean, that's my main
right.
job is medication management. And
Mhm,
you know, my philosophy is like prescribe the least amount as possible, you know,
mhm,
to achieve the goal. And even if you are put on a antidepressant medication, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be on it for the rest of your life. Generally, treatment recommendations are for a year, like you're doing
mhm,
really well for a year, and then you can try to come off of it. And if it
right.
kind of reoccurs, then just start again. It's no big deal.
No. And I mean, I know that there's chemical imbalances that can cause um, mental issues as well, and that's what these medications help with, and not just chemical imbalances, but there's other things that I'm sure you're more aware of than I am. That the medications can definitely help with, but
Mhm.
I don't want people automatically thinking if I go to a therapist, first thing they're going to suggest is a antidepressant.
Right.
Um, I don't. I mean, if you talk to somebody the very first time, and the first thing that I think that's something that most would build on and say, hey, have you thought about this kind of thing? I don't want people to be discouraged about going into seeking therapy and seeking somebody to talk to
Mhm.
just because they think automatically that they're going to try to put them on medication. But on the other end, I'm also of the on the line of if it's needed, um, I don't see any issues with it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Romy asked a question about being on it for 5+ years. Is that bad? Absolutely not. It's not bad. You
Right.
know, some people need that boost of whatever that drug is giving to help
Hmm.
with happiness and to help with interest in things and to help, you know, keep you going in the positive direction. Just like insulin, people need insulin, like
Right.
diabetics need insulin. Um, there's nothing bad about that, right? There's nothing
Right.
bad about someone with cancer getting chemotherapy,
Right.
right? I mean, these drugs do help, but like I said, the first line treatment is therapy. If the therapy is not enough, then medications are there for you, you know?
Right.
And Abe has a question here as well. Is manic depression called something else these days?
So manic depression is kind of like a layman's term. It's bipolar disorder. So bipolar disorder is where you have manic episodes and depressive episodes. So a manic episode can last 3 to 5 days, where you're like on top of the world. You're kind of like talking a mile a minute, like doing multiple things at once, doing impulsive things. And then it's usually followed by like a depressive episode. So that's bipolar disorder.
Okay. Okay. What are your thoughts on plant-based meds? Trying to be YouTube happy.
So if you're referring to cannabis, my philosophy is, if you're not having mental health problems, go ahead and use it.
Right.
I guess it has helped some people, but the studies aren't really in favor of it in regards to mental health treatment.
Brew, can you speak on green therapy? I'm referring to nature, not to a specific plant.
I'm not sure what that is, but I mean, if nature, like getting out in nature, is like a natural dopamine booster, to me,
I think that's what she's going at.
Why do you think I go on all those hikes? It makes me feel
right.
Good. It's physically active and it's mentally, I guess, mental treatment to me. I mean, it just makes me feel good. And yeah, get outside as much as you can. One of the things I tell all my patients is, especially with depression, is get outside every single morning and walk for 30 minutes. And that doesn't include walking your dog, because your dog likes to stop and sniff and everything like that and do his business. But get outside and walk for 30 minutes first thing in the morning. That's going to help with getting vitamin D. It's going to help your body produce natural melatonin for nighttime. And it's a great way to start your day off.
Sorry about that. Let's see. Rob says meds are there for a reason to help, but absolutely therapeutic assistance is always the main need. Yep. Let's see. Why do insurance companies not consider mental health a priority? Have to pay for a visit every 6 months just for a refill. I honestly think it should be.
Yeah, I can't answer that. I have no idea.
Right.
Insurance companies are, I don't even want to get into it.
It's just a whole nother issue.
It's a business. Insurance companies are a business.
It is. It is. Let's see. J Farm, appreciate you coming in. Hope everything is going well.
How's it going, dude?
All right. I talked with my therapist biweekly for almost 12 months for chronic health condition management. Best thing that was ever recommended to me. There you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, medical problems can cause depression. Absolutely. If your medical health is not good, you're at very high risk for depression.
Right. And I think
the chronic pain.
The chronic pain or immobility, I think would be something as well. But yeah, I mean, I've been blessed enough to where I haven't had any major medical issues but yeah, I absolutely agree, Pud. Let's see. But yeah, I don't think I want to just kind of stick on the medications of things, but
Mhm.
I think it's there for a good reason.
Mhm.
I think that um, if it is prescribed to you, be 100% transparent with your doctor um, as to how you're feeling, how you feel that it's working, things like that, and that your doctor and or therapist or whoever your doctor should take what you're saying into consideration.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And I tell you what, some psychotropic medications have a bad adverse effect of causing sexual problems. If that happens to you, tell your provider there's other medications available. You don't have to suffer that side effect to help your mental health, because having that side effect come up is going to be detrimental to your mental health.
right, right, and especially if it's not something that you're expecting.
Right.
It's um, I can see how that can also be very um, it could definitely hit your psyche as well as
Mhm.
hey, what's going on? I've got this. Uh, I'm trying to work through these mental problems, and I feel like I'm doing better for myself by doing these things, and then something like that comes up that hasn't been an issue. All of a sudden is. Yeah,
Right.
definitely appreciate you bringing that up. Love to see my therapist bi-weekly, but I have to have that kind of cash though. So unfortunately, I have to stretch those visits way out. Yeah, I do know that there are some insurances that are starting to accept um, mental health as far as therapies and things like that. I don't know that they're offering it enough, but I do know like I have mine. I believe they offer like 3 visits a year or something like that. It isn't much, but they're starting to pick up on the fact that you know, especially if you're working for a corporation or a company, they like okay, we need to make sure we're taking care of the mental health of our employees as
Right.
well. So,
Yeah.
absolutely, my dad had a stroke last year that took half his vision. I moved in with him for 6 months
Mhm.
to get him through the depression issues more than health issues. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a detrimental medical issue, and definitely highly at risk for depression. And
Right.
I hope he's doing well, South Texas.
Same. And it says a lot about you know it says a lot about somebody that's actually willing to move in to help that parent or friend or significant other to help them get through that as well, because you'll never know how much just you being there has helped them.
Right.
um, I mean, they may say thank you for being here, you helped me get through certain things, but I don't think uh, we fully grasp how important it is when you have when you have those medical issues that take you out for a while, such as strokes or injuries, or I mean, it'd be like, for example, if something happened to you, Mike, to where you were not able to get out into, do these things in nature, go for those hikes and things like that, I can see as that being that it's something you normally do
Right.
could really affect you if you weren't able to do it, especially for a period of time.
Right. Absolutely.
So, Romy, have you tried Nerd HQ from the 24-hour live stream? I haven't personally myself, but I know they can help with that. Absolutely, Romy. If if you need links or anything else, DM me. I'll make sure to get those links out to you. It's a very easy process, and I will always suggest if people are having financial issues by trying to get to seek therapy, definitely get a hold of them. They're not going to ask you any of your medical information or anything like that. They are an organization that provides the funds for you to seek therapy. And yeah, I mean, I believe they pay for up to a year at a time. So,
You can also check your insurance company's website, like
Mhm.
log in and everything. And sometimes some insurance companies offer their own kind of like doctors and therapists to, it's almost like for some of it's free. If you
Right.
go through the insurance company. Um, but not all of them have that.
Yep. My work pays for 7 visits per year. It helped us. It helped us to find the right person, right? And that's another thing that we've been talking about quite a bit. I believe we talked about it with Tyson as well. If you find a therapist and it just doesn't seem like things are jiving, um, I don't think there's a therapist out there that's worth their salt that would get upset
Mm-mm,
if you found another therapist that
not at all.
you do jive with.
Yeah.
I think above all, they understand that people are still individuals, and I could tell you right now, there's people that I could sit down with right now um, that I don't, I can tolerate, but I don't really, you know, care for their attitude or their
Right.
demeanor, and it would cause a clash, and if it's like that with your therapist, find another therapist, guys.
Yeah. Therapists and medication providers, there's
Hmm.
no hard feelings at all. Like we totally get it. You have to have that therapeutic alliance like that. It just feels like that connection. And if it's not there, usually there's other therapists in the facility, that you can transfer to. And
Right.
it's completely normal to do that.
Right. Let's see. I'll be listening in on just doing my deliveries. He went from driving himself and fishing every weekend to not being able to do so. Yep,
Yeah.
that'll do it.
Yeah.
I have not only because I have the cash. It's just hard on my
Oh yeah.
accounts. Don't
It's
want to dip
expensive.
into savings. Right.
It's expensive.
It is, and I'm sure they can help. If the financial burden of getting seeking therapy or helping pay for certain therapy, um, I'm sure they'd be willing to help. So
Yeah, and a lot of places do have like sliding scales based on income as well. So if that is an issue, like your insurance is not covering it and you have to pay out of pocket, if you submit your income, sometimes it could be a little bit cheaper.
yeah, there you go. Let's see, Baker. Can I swap some oils for a couple free visits? Yeah, we got a collection of oils, and if they take oils as payment, that'd be awesome for a lot of
Right.
guys.
Beard care tips for
There
therapy.
you go. Dave, I know you just put up with me. Yeah, most of the time, I've learned to, I've learned to love you, learned to accept you. But and that's kind of where we get on with beyond the beard, and even on this channel, the community getting together, the community talking to one another, and the community um, pushing forward. Um, Even just jumping on and having somebody to talk to, somebody to with like interests is important, guys. Um, and yeah, I think communities like this, even though there are things that happen, and they happen in all communities, but I think the mass majority of the community is great, and it's great having people, like-minded people in the community.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, this community is great to kind of take your mind off the stress sometimes.
Mhm.
Um, but you also have to kind of limit yourself too, because you don't want to kind of like doom scroll. That's another thing that can act negatively against your mental health.
Mhm.
You do need to be in the present and be social.
Right.
This community is great for support.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, and there's so many people in this community that are willing to help or listen. Um, or just to kind of, support you in any way.
Right.
And that's another like reason why I think it's getting more accepted, is because like this community is so accepting of mental health, men's mental health, general mental health. And there's thousands of other communities for other topics that are also focusing on mental health as well. Like you see it everywhere, it's
right. I mean, you can go to, there's even gaming channels that are out there for mental health as well, which is crazy to me, man. I've been growing up on PlayStation and Xbox with the headset in, and kind of like, ooh, I don't know if I would say something like that to somebody I didn't like, let alone somebody I liked. But you
some
see
of those
these
games have some pretty toxic fan bases. So
right, yeah. But yeah, I mean, you're finding it out there more and more, and I'm so happy to see it. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see. When I can't find anything to watch on YouTube, I feel my mental health deplete. It's so true, even with the YouTube, right? And I mean, one thing that this YouTube community and having people like Brewer and Chief and people like that, they've kind of helped push me out of my shell. I was never one to just really just come up and start talking to somebody. And I've opened up to be a lot more social than I ever have been in the past. Our mom, I mean, she could talk to a telephone pole and it would be your best friend. She could talk to anybody, and I did not get that gene. So, but having a community like this and having community where people are talking and people like you that are easy to talk to, and kind of help push people in the right direction, a gentle nudge, if you will, has definitely opened up my horizons of being able to feel comfortable just bringing up conversation to somebody, to a stranger, honestly. Let's see. Another question from Kay here. What does depression typically look like in men? What are some signs a friend might be struggling?
They're absent. They isolate themselves. Like they're all of a sudden they're just not around anymore. Irritable, snappy. Those are the big ones. They're just not doing the things they used to enjoy. If you notice that, if you notice them kind of like slow, that's generally, and a lot of men have functional depression, where they still go up and go to work every day. They still take care of the bills and the household stuff, but they can be very severely depressed and still be functional. But you see the change, like close ones can see the change where they're isolating more. They're not going out socially. They're snappy, irritable.
Yeah. And I think something I've noticed as well is, we have the ability to put on a good mask to hide it sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. It's and some of us are really good at it. We put on the mask and you've seen, and I'm sure there's a lot of you guys in here. If your algorithm is anything like mine, you see some of those mental health Instagrams of, this was my brother the day before he lost the battle, and just happy go lucky. And I think it's important to have these questions like Kay was asking. What does it typically look like for men? Because it could be the smallest thing, the smallest chink in the armor that you kind of see through, to where you can kind of catch what's going on. Let's see. I had to step out real quick, getting ready to crash for a long day of travel. Well, Rob, you guys, you be safe on your travels, man. Hope everything's going well with you.
Rob is such a great guy, and
he is.
If you don't know Rob, reach out to him. He's such an awesome dude. I've met him a couple times in person and have not had enough time with him to kind of like just talk with him. One of these days, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, he is an amazing guy. I mean, I instantly just kind of clicked with him at Worlds, and the discussions that we've had. We've had him on a couple of shows, and it's always great having him on. Always has something to talk about. Always, he can help carry a conversation as well, and he's got a lot of knowledge. And the person that you guys see on these streams, and if you meet him in person, that's who he is. Amazing guy. Kay's asking some banger questions. There you go.
Yeah, good questions. Yeah.
If I befriend a telephone pole, I'll be overwhelmed with social anxiety. Brewer is a wealth of knowledge. We got to tap into it while we can. Absolutely. Yep. And I think I'm a bit behind on the chat here. Well, not too far behind. My Instagram algorithm is filthy. I'm ashamed to open it around the wrong people. All right. And she's got another one here. How can we help a friend who might be in that situation?
Just kind of ask them, ask them if they're, doing okay. Let them know that you're there for support and that it'd be okay if they went out and got some help. Encouragement, that's all you can basically do. The person really wants to take or has to take that step for themselves. So like you can't force anyone to do any of this stuff. But just kind of let them know like how beneficial it could be, being there just to listen too is helpful, but not as like playing as a therapist, but sometimes to just kind of like show that support for them.
Just for someone to just for them to vent to usually is helps a lot.
Yep. I agree with that too. I mean, and I call Aaron often when I need somebody to vent to, and I'm thankful to have that. Sometimes I don't think we even understand how close we are until we vent things out, and then we feel like that massive weight has just been lifted off because we were able to talk about it.
Right. It's really hard.
And I've had several of those conversations.
It's really hard for men to vent even.
Yeah.
Because men don't want to feel like a burden. Men don't want to show any weakness. I mean, that's ingrained in our DNA. Right. Centuries of what a man is. And so that's the hardest thing, is getting through to a man, to let them know that they can be vulnerable and share feelings and get help. It doesn't make you any less of a man. It makes you more of a man, because when you get help, you're going to be so much better for the people around you.
Right.
When you're doing well.
And I think the people around you are actually going to, not only are you going to be better for the people around you, but I believe that the people around you, the people that are closest to you, will understand and be able to help you as well, as much as possible. So,
yeah.
Abe's got a question. I'm concerned about a pal of mine in Denver. His wife just up and left him. I try my best to call and text him as much as possible. What else can I do?
Abe, what I would do in this situation was just keep telling him, he's got to focus on himself and his own well-being, like showering every day. But just the simple stuff, going for a walk every day, talking to people every day, whether it's by phone, like voice, or in person.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks doing, anything relationship wise is hard to get through, but I'm sure he greatly appreciates you, Abe, and
Yeah,
I
I
talking.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And, we've said it a few times on here, regardless of what we're going through, some of the hardest things that we go through, we forget about ourselves.
Mhm.
I don't think we intend to, but, at least find that one thing per day to do for yourself. If you're depressed, you're getting up, you're not making your bed, make your bed. If take a 5-minute walk, do something for yourself, jot down some thoughts in a journal, something. Find something to do for yourself daily, even if it's the little things, 'cause they add up. Plus, just I feel like men have an ego of sorts in their mind. Hiding it seems like it's the only solution.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely the problem, Pud. We do. Yep. Makes sense. Be there to listen and support. Yep. Definitely been guilty of the ego, keeping it locked up. Right. And, we can't keep everything inside, guys. It's that old saying, the straw that broke the camel's back. It's those little things that we go through daily, monthly, every 6 months. It could just be that one thing that just makes it to where it's too much. You gotta get those things out. You gotta talk about those things, whether it's with your brother, whether it's with somebody that you trust, whether it's with a therapist. You gotta get those things out.
Absolutely. Self-tech spirited as a Gen Xer, even though I worked in mental health for like almost 30 years, I'm
Mhm.
guilty of that too. I'm a
Mhm.
Gen X male.
Same. Yeah. It goes against
It's
pretty
our
much
upbringing.
everything that we've
Yeah,
and guys, this is not a slight on parents or anything else. It's just, it's how our parents were raised too.
right.
It just it's been an ongoing thing for years.
Right.
Uh, Kenny, what's the best way to support and love those family members left behind after someone takes
Mm.
their own life?
Yeah, that is so tough. And for anyone that's happened to, I strongly recommend grieving groups
Mhm.
that are available. Lots of different places, whether it's through like a church or mental health organization. Those grief groups are really helpful. Um, one of the, therapy, individual therapy too, is good
Mhm.
for someone that has lost a loved one to taking their own life. Um, it's definitely detrimental to the family and everyone around that person. And yeah, I
Right.
feel bad for that person for suffering so much to have to do that. Um, it's never going to get easy, afterwards, but there is growth and you got to focus on the positives of that person's life, the memories, cherish those memories. And yeah, just talk.
Right.
Don't hold it in.
And guys, there's many groups out there that have been through very similar things when it's family members that are left behind after something like that. There's many groups out there that it's like we talked about a little bit earlier. Those like-minded people. It's not just like-minded, but it's like experiences. Um, you may find somebody that is further on in their healing process of something very similar. And it kind of gives you encouragement, like there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, that's hard, but I agree, Mike. Definitely find some support groups whether that be with your church or within the community. There's, most communities have outreach programs. If you can look up the county that you're in, there is some outreach programs out there as well. So,
Yep.
Jim, appreciate you coming in, brother.
What's up, Jim?
Small town traditions. Text we all have, and it's okay as long as we learn. We don't have to also find the right person. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's see. It's also hard for men to talk about this sort of stuff to friends, family, due to them being potentially judged.
Mm-hmm.
That's why talking to strangers about this stuff is so much easier. Yep. Sometimes. Yep. Let's see, Abe, you're really doing the right things. Just checking in, as Brewer said. Yep. Let's see, you mentioned high functioning depression. How do you know when somebody has that, and how can somebody help that person?
Sometimes you can't tell. I mean, sometimes people are pretty good at covering up and acting, and they don't want anyone to know. So, I mean, if you don't know, you really can't help them. But if there's some signs of it, and you have a concern, best thing you can do is just share your concern with them. Open communication, letting them know, hey, I've noticed these things. I'm kind of concerned. Do you want to talk about it?
Right. And right. I mean, yeah, I think I saw somebody in there saying, I think that's one of those things that some people might not even realize that that's something that they have yet. It's a great question. I often felt like I was one of those types. Yeah.
Alcohol use is another kind of telltale sign. If there's an increase in that, that's kind of like usually a sign of something bad, because they're using the alcohol to kind of cover up. They're self-medicating basically, and that's in turn going to make things worse.
Right. Serious question: does saying "I'm here for you" work? Should we say something else, or actions speak better than a text? So often a call.
Well, definitely voice is, well, in person, and then voice on a telephone trumps any kind of text message, if that's what he's asking.
I think so.
Does saying "I'm here for you" work? I mean, it can. It also depends on that person, if they really want the help,
Right.
Sometimes they have to kind of hit rock bottom before they're willing to get help, and it's unfortunate, but there's only so much you can do. If they're suicidal, you can call 911 and get them to the ER. I don't care if they're mad at you. You may have to save their life.
Right.
But yeah.
I mean, I've heard stories where people said, "Hey, it was that car ride in the cop car, for that very reason, because somebody called, that saved their life." So, yep.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. I noticed that my friend is drinking a bit more than usual. I'll call him right now. There you go, man.
Yeah.
It's an amazing friend. Yep, it is. And it's important, and guys, we're not trying to have a downer kind of live stream tonight, but this information is important. So we hope, we want to allow you guys to be able to ask these questions as well. I am not a doctor. I've read a lot. There's courses that I'm considering going through to better my knowledge of certain things, and it's good that we have this outlet and this place to ask these kinds of questions. So, Mike, definitely appreciate you being in tonight, and it's always a pleasure getting you in too.
Yeah.
Amazing career.
To Abe, I've actually had a friend of mine who went through a divorce, and we used to work at the same place, and he just didn't show up for work one day, so ended up calling him, and he was just in a bad mental place, and I left work immediately from there with the manager, also understanding because we were all pretty close, and immediately went to his house and started talking to him, and he was in such a bad place. He barely recognized who I was. Um,
Right.
I think you even showed up at some point. I'm not going to
Yep.
name any names, but
Yep.
it took me and Dave talking him down to get him back into like a normal mental state. So, someone losing their loved one that they've been with for years or maybe had kids with it's huge, and the more you can do to help, the better.
Right. And I think that's the first time, and probably the only time that I can remember. Because yeah, I've had instances with friends, but I've never had it before where that pain that they were going through was so much where they didn't recognize friends that are close enough to them to be family. Um,
Right.
and it that really kind of threw me a little bit at that time. But the more I dig into this and the more I learn about this, the more I can understand it too. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, untreated depression can elevate to psychosis. It can portray as someone like manic or schizophrenia, but it's just severe untreated depression. It can get that bad. It's rare, but um, and yeah, sometimes it leads to substance use, and that can cause mental blocking and yeah, different problems. But yeah, even just depression can get so severe they can
right,
forget where they are, who they are, what they're doing.
right.
It can get bad. Yeah.
And I think Aaron would agree with me at this point. Um, that friend that we're talking
Mhm.
about,
Um,
he is doing so much better now.
that's good.
He's got
Mhm.
himself together. He's got a career going, and he's doing so much better than what he was at that point. Even though, and that's the hard part. We could see that potential in that person, even when he was going through what he was going through.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But their mind won't let them get to see the potential of how much better things can be.
Right.
And when you
Right.
start bringing, when you start bringing in things like the person that you thought you were going to spend your life with, and your kids, and how that changes, that's a big hit. It really is. Been
Hmm.
through that myself, in the past, with with my ex-wife, and things happened there that were completely out of my control. And that's a big thing too, guys. We can't. And I think that's a big thing that hit me when I was going through mine, was these are choices that were made that I had no say so in.
Hmm.
And you just kind of have to live with those choices that were made and learn how to function afterwards.
Mhm.
They affect you. Um, so you have to adjust, even though you were not the one that made that decision.
Right.
Well,
All right.
Mark Johnson, appreciate you being here, brother. Hope everything is going well.
What's up, Mark?
How's it going, Mark?
In your opinion, how much does loneliness affect men's mental health? I've heard things about the loneliness epidemic due to modern technology and whatnot.
Yeah. It's that whole isolating self kind of like coping mechanism that some men use when they're depressed, when they're anxious. They just kind of isolate themselves. They don't socialize. And we need social interaction to live. We do. Like, yeah, sure, there's like a outlier of some story of a guy living on a deserted island for 30 years. I think it was in Italy. I read about this guy that lived by himself for 30 years. Sure, maybe he did okay, but most people do need human contact to survive. And one thing that I thought of when you're talking about that, Dave, is think of like your mental health as anything else that's medical, because that's what it is. If you were shot in the arm, would you just try to brush it off and not get treatment? I mean, it's the same thing. Like if you get a detrimental event happen to you, like a divorce or loss of job, and you need help to recover, get some help. Like it's just same thing as a gunshot or a heart attack, a suicide attempt is just like a heart attack or a stroke. That's how we treat it in the ER. That's how serious it is. That's, you get treated and you can fully recover and do well, like your friend who is thriving now. He had that gunshot wound, he got treatment, and now he's doing good, right?
I think that's important to realize that it is a wound, but it's not one of those that we can physically see,
right?
As far as flesh and things like that. But it is a wound. My friend is like a brother to me, and known him since we were in seventh graders. Right? Yeah. 1976. Yeah, I can guarantee you that's 50 years. There's reasons I know that today. It is definitely right at 50 years. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. I typically try to mute that before I cough, but didn't catch it in time. Alicia, yeah, we love him. He loves the boys. They call him Uncle. He is family. Absolutely. Yep, it is 50 years. Leash. What is the 70s creeping up on some people? I think it might be.
Yeah, I still got 5 years.
Hey, 5 years goes by in a blink.
It does.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, it's easy to kind of remember how old you are, as long as you can remember how old the oldest one is or the youngest one is when you're in the middle. We're all 5 years apart. Like pretty much 5 years and a month, more or less.
Yeah, almost to the month. Yeah.
Yep. So it's I know Aaron's is coming up in July, and then my sister's is in August. So yep.
She's the youngest.
She's the oldest.
Oh, she's the oldest. Okay.
Yep.
I mean,
of course, guys.
And then there's
you guys are gonna have to cover me on that because that one brother,
Lonnie with the goatee. You guys never talk about him.
Leave him in the attic. He doesn't come out.
I don't know. He was he was rough as a kid, No, and that's something I can say and be thankful for is that between my brother, my sister, dad, we've always been very close.
Awesome.
Not necessarily with aunts, uncles, cousins, and things like that, but as far as immediate family, we've always been close, and that's something I'm very thankful for, and I feel blessed to have, and I think that's why me and Aaron are able to talk as much as we do when it gets right down to the real personal stuff. And I know I can talk to Cowboy Up Yvonne as well, and it's great to have that and have that support. Mark says, thanks, been having a lot of nice about it lately, hoping to figure out what's wrong. I hope you start feeling better soon.
Mhm.
And sorry to hear that, man. Here, there's some kind of like a summer bug going through or something that's been hitting people. Suffer from panic attacks. Any tips on how to help those?
Well, I mean, the go-to really is learning coping mechanisms on when you do get a panic attack, what to do. And it's not always easy to remember what to do when that happens. The best thing I can do is just advise you to work with a therapist on working how to prevent panic attacks and how to kind of cope with them when they do happen. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it, and not knowing I can't really say what's the best way to treat them. But a lot of times it's like breathing exercises, grounding exercises that therapists will work with you on. So,
Heard someone say that men go years without physical contact with another person. I assume they were speaking about single men, and it was such a sad realization. Women hug each other all the time, right? Yep.
mhm.
Yep. Ray Smokey, how would you be certain of that, Dave? Ain't you like 25? You know what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
stuff
make
like
his head
that.
bigger.
Comments like that will get you everywhere, sir. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I remember, getting called an old man by, people, at some point. No. Let's see. Mark says, it's true. I lived alone for many years in my 20s and didn't have contact with people for long periods. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, some people are fine like that, and
Right.
that's fine. Like that's normal. Like everyone's different, and not everyone needs social contact. Like some people can do very well without it. Like they're just happy. Everyone's chemistry is different. But when it changes, like when they're reliant on someone or codependent on someone, suddenly they lose that. That's very difficult to adjust, and that's when they kind of need treatment.
Okay. You guys were mean to Lonnie when you were kids. Well, I don't know if we were mean. I mean,
You were.
hey,
Well,
you know
Lonnie was
what?
the youngest, so
Right.
Yeah.
He was the youngest.
the
He was
youngest
the
always gets
baby,
the worst of it.
and he was
And then
treated like the baby. And
then I grew up bigger than both of them.
you know what? Mom held all that height for you, and that's
Mhm.
I find that not fair. And I'm a little on the short side. Little legs and all, which makes it hard to keep up with Kay and Mike, and they're walking, through Pittsburgh. But I did my best. Let's see. Didn't have any hugs growing up. They make more uncomfortable than comforted. Yep. I like Lonnie the best. Yep. I don't know if anybody really wants to, take your opinion on that, Beaker. Beaker, I do too. Don't tell Aaron. Right. Let's see. It's gotta be tough, even if you're current being single. A human touch is so important. If it's not hugs specifically. Yeah, I can agree with that for the most part. But again, I think you're right, Mike, that some people, do well on that. But I can see where she's coming from on that as well. It makes sense. If I ever come out of one, was after we got Duchess and she laid on me. Yeah. as far as the panic attacks, I believe. I'm getting a little bit behind here.
Is that a dog?
Yeah.
Which is our black lab.
Okay. Oh, black labs are the best.
Yeah, she's awesome dog.
Yeah. Maybe projecting. I do not like hugging strangers, only those that I'm close with. Like hugging in general. Do like hugs in general. Yeah, physical touch, yeah. What I miss. I know people like that, familiar with huggers. I know I abstain, just a reminder every once in a while. Yep. I call Brew an old man, but it's all love. He's still young. Me too.
Yeah.
But I love people. Yeah. I grew up as an only child. Solitude is easy for me. Yeah. Okay.
Same here, Abe.
Yep. Some awesome beards on the screen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Unless you were just talking about Aaron's and Mike's, I get that too.
Or just Mike's.
He did just say some good beards on the screen there. Let's see. Mark and I, there was something significant we had in common. Just not beards. Him, not just beards. I'm the youngest by 1 minute, and that's not the usual finger I used to indicate that minute.
Yeah.
Right. Ryan, meet and shake your hand comfortably. No need for hugs. We mentally hug. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm a
Nice.
hugger. Sometimes I do hug people that probably didn't want it. And I get that vibe, and I'm sorry for anyone in the chat that have done that too.
Let's see. I'm not against hugs, and I can typically kind of point out, or I can kind of get an idea that somebody is into it, and it normally doesn't bother me. Sometimes it surprises me,
Right.
but I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you got some great hugs, man. It just, it's a good hug. And there was, who else? I remember who else. There was one that we were talking about before that Kay was talking about. Yeah, had some really good hugs, and I don't remember who that was. Chief. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Chief. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, time to crash. Good night, y'all. Great show, gents. Appreciate you, man.
Good seeing you.
Oh, that was not me.
Someone sneezing?
Yeah, my son is sneezing while he's playing his game back there. We had somebody come in, and I believe it was Dennis, but I missed it. There he is. Dennis, appreciate you coming in, brother. Hope everything's going well.
I didn't.
Hey, don't blow up. Let it out. If you got to sneeze, sneeze. You feel free to let it out.
Oh, I'm a holder. One of these days, my head's going to blow up.
Same.
Yeah, Kay holds them in too, and I keep telling her, "How's your head not exploding?"
Right.
And I just, I
I like to
grind when
think
I have people.
I've like kind of built muscles in those arteries so they won't. And after this much time now, I've done it my whole life. So
Yeah, just man, it's like I can see her sneeze, and then it's like, oh, I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know if it's that painful just to let it out. So, and Baker, I'm not sure that's normal. I grind when I hug people. Is that normal? I don't know that that's normal, man. I'm one of 8. Definitely enjoy solitude occasionally, but don't give me too much of it. There you go. Alicia's a hugger. Yep. I'm a hugger too. I don't care if you don't want it or not. The hug is coming. Well, I'll definitely expect it, bud, because man, there's still some great people in here that I'm looking forward to meeting. Yeah, hugs are the best. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Get a firm handshake. No promises, no hugs will be involved. Yep. I got a hug from Brewer afterwards. I realized I slightly resisted and probably owe him a real one next time.
I wasn't going to call you out, Romy.
I should have known it was from him. Known it was him. And absolutely, guys, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there that are celebrating their Father's Day tomorrow. I am definitely going to be giving Papa Sofa a call. If not tonight, then tomorrow morning, or his morning, which is later in the afternoon, to give him a call and wish him a happy Father's Day as well. And make sure to get those calls out there, guys.
Absolutely.
Wish those dads their happy Father's Day.
Absolutely.
Baker, I thought that was only with Dave. I don't recall the grinding. I don't recall the grinding on that hug.
That's how good he is at it. You don't even know what's happening.
Well, you'll see.
I guess.
My mom used to hold her sneezes in until she blew an eardrum. Ouch. Yeah, you want to meet Putty, get a hug. Yeah, I heard Baker picks up short people when he hugs them. I don't believe he picked me up.
I wouldn't be
Baker
surprised
pick me
if he did. I mean, he's what,
Jay
6'2", 3? How tall are you, Baker? You're taller than most people, so.
Speaking of hugs, so recently there was a Pride Festival in Cheyenne. Very short. They have it like for 4 hours here in Wyoming. But my son told me about there was a tent for free hugs from moms for those that don't have parents that are accepting of them. And I thought that was really cool.
Nice.
Pretty neat.
That is pretty neat. Let's see. What's the height limit for a short hug? I'm not sure. I know Jay definitely wound up picking me up when he gave me a hug. Don't recall if Baker did or not. And it's just a couple inches over 6 feet. Yeah, I guess that checks out. Ooh, what is your favorite? What is your current favorite conspiracy theory?
I don't know if I could pick a favorite, but I will. The two newest ones that I've heard is the movie Frozen was developed and named Frozen just to clog the algorithm on Google for people that were looking up to see if Walt Disney's head was frozen. Because there's a conspiracy theory that his head is frozen somewhere. So Disney World developed this movie called Frozen. So whenever you search Frozen Walt Disney, it's just going to show you the movie.
Wow.
To cover up the Google search.
I've heard of that, yeah.
I don't know that I ever heard about it, but
yeah. The other one is pandas aren't real. And
pandas aren't real, huh?
Yeah, that's based on like pandas are like they're there, but there's no historical documentation before 1850s in China. There's no talk about pandas before the 1850s. So there's some theory that they were developed by the Chinese in the 1800s, kind of like manufactured. They're not like what do you call it? Like a natural being.
Huh. Well, you think about it, they don't typically act like most bears.
They're dumb. Pandas are pretty dumb.
They're
clumsy. I mean, they're dumb.
I was going to go with clumsy, but
well, there's that other theory. It's just people inside suits, but panda suits.
I think that might be pushed. I think having them genetically engineered by by a country maybe more than just having somebody in a suit. I mean, if the job pays well, it's I know I'm short enough to fit in one of those suits. So just let me know.
Yeah.
I just whisper, Dave's here. Let it be.
Good
Are
timing.
aliens a conspiracy?
Could be.
And then the tick conspiracy is kind of wild too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look up on
That's a
some of
really
these.
good one. Yeah, the higher number of ticks. There's a theory about Bill Gates developing these ticks to give you an allergy to meat.
Huh. Ray, aliens are real. We have Tara. Good
Right.
point. Good point. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some really wild alien theories too. Like there's 4 species of aliens that have been on Earth. And we may be like a product of one of those species. Another species was like giants. Like there was a giant species, but yeah, there's so many. I really enjoy reading about them. They're just so out there. That's like my release of reality is to kind of like read about conspiracy theories.
Right. Right.
My break from my job, stressful job.
Right. And yes, Chris, we are talking about the one and only alien Tara.
Right.
Got nothing but love for her and you. There she is. Conspiracy. We talk about aliens,
Right.
and there she is.
Yeah.
I just woke up. Tara, appreciate you being in. Aliens being in the ocean is a good one. Yep. That I do remember seeing. Bigfoot conspiracy theories. There's a lot of those up here too. There's actually Jeep 4x4 groups that will actually meet up certain times of the year and drive up through the sticks up here to see if they can find Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Mandela effect and reading on that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a trip. It's you can really go down the rabbit hole on YouTube with that one.
Right. Then some of those I'm wondering, okay, did somebody make this video just to mess with me? Because I know,
Right.
Yeah. Do you believe in any of the conspiracy theories, Brewer?
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Finn wasn't going to sleep like usual, so I had to sleep next to him, and it worked on both of us. There you go.
Yeah, at least she used to do the same thing.
Yep.
Well, Tara, I hope you catch the replay.
Right. It was a good session tonight, and went to group therapy with a Bigfoot hunter. Yep. And it's not that they just want to see to believe, that Bigfoot is out there. I mean, you sit down long enough to have a conversation with him, you can almost start to scratch your head and say, is it? I mean, just don't know,
Right.
Let's see. All right. Well, guys, we are coming up to an hour and a half on the show today. Not want to keep everybody up too late tonight. We got some things we want to take care of tonight before I have to work. And so, Mike, is there anything that you would like to close with tonight?
Just greatly appreciate you inviting me to be on. It's such an honor. I love this show. You guys are doing great stuff for the community, and I encourage everyone to catch your show as much as possible. Keep up the great work. You guys are nailing it, killing it.
Thank you.
We appreciate that, Mike.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Aaron, do you got any final questions or anything you'd like to bring up for tonight?
No, just thanks for coming on, Brewer. It's good talking to you, or good listening. And thank everybody for coming in. It was good seeing everybody.
Yep.
It was great seeing everybody. And with that said, guys, I just want to say thank you guys so much in the chat for being here. You guys have been amazing, and I like the fact that we can have somebody on and we can get in with the chat, and the chat can ask their questions, and I really love doing that. We don't have guests on often, but when we do, it's always a great time, and we appreciate you being on today, Brewer.
Thank you.
Nothing but respect for you. If you guys don't know, and I'm pretty sure everybody in here does know, you can catch Brewer along with Jason and Scott on the Beard of Respect, 9 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. So make sure to check them out. It's always a great time and always a great community to hang out. They always have some good guests on. And if they don't have a guest, it's still a great community hangout. So definitely check them out. And with all that said, guys, I just want to say thank you to the chat. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys forgot, make sure to hit that thumbs up on your way out. And remember, guys, your mental health is a priority. Your happiness is essential. And your self-care is an absolute necessity. We will catch you on Tuesday for Beyond the Beard at 10 p.m. Eastern on the same channel. Have a great night, guys. Love you, and we will catch you guys soon.